The base model RHO provides Raptor levels of performance, and the price tag ain't bad at all. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Rams website in the description down below. They're providing us with this RHO. Let's get right into it. This is your last chance to win this Porsche Cayman GT4 RS. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will get you 4x bonus entries into the giveaway. Powering this is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 14 around town, 16 on the highway, with power outputs being 540 horsepower and then 521 pound-feet of torque. And I do like the little bits of carbon fiber underneath. If you're looking for more straight-to-the-point reviews just like this, make sure you subscribe. Although these side vents aren't functional, they still look cool. The center one is functional and has part of the marker lights built into it. And then you notice Hurricane high output there at the top. You still get the fancy pants headlights even with the baseline RHO that has the fun animations. Massive grille with the hollow ram logo for airflow. Recovery points at the bottom. We also have skid plates, fog lights. It's got all the equipment. 35-inch tall tires mounted on 18-inch wheels with the RHO, and these are great tires. And not only do they actually give these full tread from the factory, but they're just a durable tire. I like them a lot. And you'll note that everything underneath is beefed up with the RHO. Look at that upper control arm. Massive fenders and fender flares. We've got the blacked out mirror cap that matches the door handles, and then we do have off-road side steps. Black Hawk shocks from Bilstein. It's an active system, so similar to the live valve with Fox. And just like a Raptor, this sits pretty level front to rear. Now when it comes to key fob features, we got the RHO logo. We have our lock and unlock, the tailgate drop-down remote start too. LED lights in the bed. We also have bed liner from the factory. You never see that with a Ford, or rarely see it with a Ford, I should say. Even the tailgate got bed liner. Then this is not power, so you do have to raise it yourself. Upgraded taillights again with the fun animations. We've got really cool bumper out back. You can see dual outlet exhaust tips with recovery points. Just like a Raptor, the spare tire is mounted underneath, but you can get a bed mount for the spare tire. Ooh, sorry about that, camera. That's the exterior. Let's now take a look at the interior. Look at this trim. Ford cannot compete with this when it comes to materials, build quality, all that. And that continues on the seats. You have to remember, this is a baseline. Still really nice trim in the seats. I don't think this has, no recline function, but we do have ice buckets. Legroom back here is great. Got a little storage pocket, little holders there. Some cup holders. We've got USB ports, an outlet at the very bottom, power sliding rear window, and then good headroom back here like most full-size trucks. So now take a look up front. Blind spot monitor with the mirrors. You got double pane windows, more of that really nice trim down below. You can see all of our window controls. Front two are automatic. The mirrors do power fold in as well. 1401 for the payload capacity with this truck. RHO logo there. Seats perforated all down the center portion. You got power adjustments with lumbar support on the side. All of our light controls. You've got your pedals, or pedal adjustment rather, below. Pedals below that. Now with the steering wheel, it's got soft touch all around, perforated on either side, so you can get a little bit of a better grip. Paddles on the back. There's radio controls in the center section. That's why the paddles are kind of funky with the shape. Got regular cruise control with adaptive controls for the center stack there as well. Regular stock on the back. Digital cluster in the center. You can change the kind of viewpoint of it. I actually kind of like the basic analog. I don't know, looks nice. But yeah, you can also just change the information. I mean, it's very customizable in that sense. Now this is just going to come with a backup camera being the base model, but it does have good resolution. And then as for the infotainment system, choose a big one. So you've got controls here at the bottom. It does have a bit of lag. This is one downside about this system. I mean, it really takes a second for some pages to load up. You got your heated seats, heated steering wheel all built into the screen. No cooled seats with this version. You have to get the loaded up one. And then there are analog controls on either side for like the climate, also for the radio. There's more physical buttons below for the parking sensors. You've got 6 auxiliary switches now, which is great. Chili brake controls, USB ports there. Got a phone charging pad. Drive mode select here. We've got launch control, and then this does have a full-time four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case, rear diff lock, off-road cruise control, and yeah, it does have auto stop start, but at least they let you turn it off. Shifter, yeah, you get a real one. We got this cool RHO plaque, and yeah, center consoles. Great with the space, feels very solid. Just a regular rear view mirror in this one, and then power sliding window function. No sunroof in this truck. So 2026 RHO starts at $73K, but after the paint color and then the off-road side steps are, oh, $1,100, that's not bad. Destination's $2,500, goodness. $77,130. Man, I think it's time that I quit YouTube and start hauling cars, because boy, oh boy, can you make some money. Let's take it out and drive it. RHO, first off, going over this dip. Bloop. Yeah, you got the floaty suspension. Gotta love the floaty suspension. If you've never driven an RHO or a Raptor, you got to at least once in your life so you can experience what some suspension travel is. Because, you know, most cars have like barely any suspension travel. You know, the Raptors and the RHOs, depending on the tires you put on them, you're looking at like, you know, anywhere from like 13 to 15 inches of wheel travel. And it's great on road. It's great. Off-road, it's obviously fantastic too. But yeah, it's always just cool to experience. Double pane windows up front help out quite a bit with the insulation. Trucks are pretty high, so you get, you know, quite a bit of wind noise, but not with this. Now this thing has power. This eats Raptors for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when it comes to acceleration. It is so good. It's just tons and tons of torque, and it's smooth. The V6 is kind of choppy. The 10-speed in the Ford's okay. And that's something to mention is, like, transmission-wise, well, this 8-speed is proven. Ford's 10-speed is proven to blow up. So, you also got a better transmission in this as well. But yeah, I mean, the performance just is so good. And people in the real world are getting great fuel economy with these RHOs. You can get pretty good with the EcoBoost Raptor too, but the RHO's doing well. And this thing feels like a tank. It is a little bit heavier than the Raptor. That is one downside, but like, it always makes me laugh when people complain about or talk about weight with vehicles that all weigh about 6,000 pounds. Like the Raptor weighs about 6,000, this is about 6,000. It's like a couple hundred pounds here or there. It doesn't do anything. Like in a, you know, sports car that weighs 3,000 pounds, an extra 50 pounds, yeah, it might do something. In a pickup truck that weighs 6,000 pounds, an extra 300 pounds, it doesn't do it. You know, you kind of feel it, but also kind of not. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do much. So, yeah, I like this. It's comfortable. It feels high quality. It doesn't feel junky and plasticky like a Raptor. And I own a couple of Raptors, and that was the thing that always disappointed me is like the interior just wears down so quickly. And I'm good with my cars. I treat them well. The interior just wears down quickly, and it doesn't feel like a new truck after like just a few thousand miles. Whereas these RHOs, just like the TRX, they're well-built machines. That acceleration's great. It's smooth all the way, and you feel like you always have power. The Ford, it tapers off at the top end. You feel like you lose the power. And that's just V6 acceleration. That's what V6s have always been like, always will be like. But inline sixes, they're the best. It's the one to go for. So, in conclusion, the base model RHO looks great. Sounds pretty good for an inline six. I think it sounds better than a V6. V6 kind of sounds like someone's farting into a can. That's why I call them turbo fart cans. This, not so much. Maybe a little bit of a muffled toot, but not too bad. It's not an offensive fart, you know? It's not a Taco Tuesday fart. That's what a Ford sounds like. Taco Tuesday farts. I ain't about that. And the suspension's comfortable, and, you know, off-road performance, the thing is, like, you air down the tires in this or the Raptor, they can both do crazy stuff at high speeds. Like, the truck's limit is higher than your limit. We'll just leave it at that. And, you know, the Raptor's a little bit more comfortable off-road, I will give it that, but it's not like, it's not big enough. It's not big enough of a difference for me to be like, oh, you gotta go Raptor. Especially considering the money. These are just a lot better priced and everything. And so, yeah, I think we finally got a clearing. Let me know what you guys think about the RHO base model, but I think this is the way to go with the RHO. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the RHO with the bells and whistles. It's nice, but for less than the Raptor starts at over 80 grand now. For less than the price of a base model Raptor, you're getting a heck of a lot of truck. It doesn't have, you know, a few features like 360 camera, like cooled seats. I get it, but you know, you get one of these and maybe you get a little bit of discount on it. It's a lot of truck for the money in today's market. So let me know your thoughts, and man, these things are fun to drive. Yeah, you gotta drive one, like the handling on this thing and then the suspension, comfort and everything, it's great. It's a really good setup.